Well, it shows that we're live right now. I don't know if you know what.
Oh, and I started talking without muting my mic, without
Yeah,
unmuting my mic.
yeah. That's why I said something so you would hear me.
Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest, and welcome to my Sunday broadcast, Any Given Sundays, and this is episode one. And the name of this episode is "Remember, Flies Are Attracted to Shit." Okay, so
And also, wait.
if
And also, one thing, Kev, that shows that both people named Kev on YouTube are good for starting the show and keeping their mic muted.
uh, oh, the other Kev does that. Oh, I
A
apologize, my mic
lot.
was muted. Oh, well, hey, you know what? That makes me feel better knowing that I'm not the only one. But
Yeah.
okay,
It's
but
a Kevin thing. It's a Kevin thing.
yeah, it's a Kevin thing. So, so what I was saying earlier was some of us, we got work to do tomorrow. Some of us got classes. Some of us are still dealing with this COVID. Um, but you decided to come here instead to spend your Sunday nights. And whether you know it or not, this is the new best show on social media for the weekend. I am the weekend warrior. I will be running a program Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So just be looking for me around this time. Um, yes, and I was on a show with Judge Dre earlier, who is with me. So welcome to the show, Judge Dre. And he had a reaction when I said what the show's title was, and I'm just using it as an analogy. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about all kinds of shit. So thanks for coming, and welcome. It's showtime. So I was thinking about this, and just don't worry. This is not any kind of dig on anybody who's getting any kind of attention due to controversial topics, because that's what we like to say around here. And I've had people come to my panels, and they have said things, and I don't necessarily like when they say this, because it kind of is like it kind of seems like moaning. It's like they'll say something to me like, why is it that not more people are watching this channel? And it's something that I don't want to put psychologically into the viewers. Like I have some kind of problem with people not watching. I mean, like, because one thing that is important is buy-in. You don't want to ever catch yourself bitching and moaning about not having people watching. You have to get people to buy in. And I'm sure people have bought in, but people are not used to me coming on in succession so much. So once I get that established, and I can get the trust of the people who watch me, which it's a trust thing too. I mean, there are people in this space that have put in so much work, and they don't get the acknowledgement that they deserve. So, but one thing that I would feel that concrete content creators have to do is to be patient, because you have to put in the work. And that within itself is its own reward, because I know no amount of complaining that anybody does is going to make your channel grow. It's like you just have to provide good content, and you have to believe and stand on what you're saying. Can't be apologetic about anything. So, it's a courtesy to me that I would prefer people not come over. You have the freedom to say whatever you want, but I would prefer that people not come over and do that, because I understand when you deal with less controversy and you try to do more productive discussion, it's slower. People come in slower, but once you get that audience, they're hooked. They're your audience forever. So I'm never worried about stuff like that. So I do appreciate the love and support and consideration from people. But hey, it's I gotta earn it just like everyone else. And believe me, once you see what a lot of my closest people see, then it ain't gonna be no problem for me. We're gonna be enjoying ourselves over here all the time, like we are now. So, everything is done in all, everything is done with good intentions over here. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but Dre, you there, Judge Dre?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
here.
so what we as we were saying earlier in Donnie's show, and not like a few minutes ago before this broadcast, Just if people were watching and they thought I was on, just chalk that up to a figment of your imagination. So, um, yeah, okay. This is be real. Some technical difficulties, but Dre, what were you thinking when you heard me say it? Remember, flies are
Oh,
attracted to shit.
okay. Well, I figured that. Hey, you know, when I heard you say that, I said, and most people probably looked at it and probably said, hey, you know, most of the time, what it meant, that means whatever he was saying or his points that got across was shit. But when I saw the whole Flygate incident, first thing I thought is all the damn chemicals that he put in his hair to style his hair like that. And I'm pretty sure these women should know that because all the damn shit they put in their hair and all them wigs and stuff like that. That's why half of them be sticking. Oh God, I can't even talk that stinking. But I mean, so I'm pretty sure, the fellow women knows about the bugs being attracted to that crap on their head, but they don't stop them from doing it. But
You can't speak that truth. They gonna say they talking about weave again.
yeah, well, all that gel in his hair to keep that hair like that. I mean, think about his hair didn't move. The fly probably landed on his head and probably got stuck there. He was trying to get his feet off.
Okay, and you're speaking in reference to the vice presidential debate, correct?
Right. Definitely.
Yeah, 'cause-
But and then what I've noticed is this. I think that he was a much better debater than Girlfriend was. I mean, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Remain calm. Any men who were intelligent, what did they see? They saw the normal telltale signs of angry, bitter black women. She gave the faces, the stomps. She a couple times raised her voice at things. I mean, can you imagine her in the Oval Office trying to make deals? I mean, can you imagine that shit? Then as soon as she comes out of the room, the only reason why they didn't consider the opinion or never did do it my way is because I was a woman. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to lose all the way around. She'll be the first president talking about, well, you know what? They shouldn't be talking about me because I'm the vice president or the president because I'm the president and they shouldn't say anything to hurt my feelings. Well, everybody knows that as the president, you're going to get talked about and you're going to be made fun of. You are the sitting target for the next 4 years. Take it. But I bet you if she was president, she'd probably enact a law to get people fined or thrown in jail for talking about her.
Well, isn't that what the ABC community is trying to do? Because because I think they explained it like that on Biden's website, on his platform. Or I saw it on an article because it was an article that was being posted on social media for the longest. Joe Biden's #1 platform will be the LGBT community, and part of that they use dog whistles like harassment on social media. So really, what they're trying to do is slowly strip you of your freedom of speech. And even if the context of the conversations are good, they still want to punish you for that. They call it cancel culture.
Yep.
Now what you see on the screen is what you see on the screen for the audience is exactly what Judge Dre is talking about. It's just like this whole thing with Megan Thee Stallion. It's like, and Cardi B being scrutinized for their lyrics, and everybody acts like male rappers have never been scrutinized for their lyrics before. And I noticed on Facebook they just pass by your comments. Well, they pass by my comments because they're not going to win an argument against me, and it's not hard to win an argument on Facebook. But I say this is like male rappers have always been scrutinized, no matter what. They tried to ban 2 Live Crew. They'll pass by that comment to pretend like everything happened in 2020. I'm like, it's what equality looks like. If men were always scrutinized, it's not sexism if a woman gets scrutinized. And Kamala Harris is going to be scrutinized, especially for a record, against black men, locking black men up for weed. So I mean, if you want to talk about people getting locked up for crimes and getting stiff or harsher punishments for their skin color, you got to take that into consideration. The thing is with Kamala Harris is people are trying to say is that she didn't lock up as many black men as her predecessor.
Who gives a shit? I said you did one that was too many. I love how so and so smoked 1,000,000 blunts, but I only smoked 100,000. You're still a smoker. You know, it's just what it is.
Oh yeah. I didn't smoke as much as that person, but
Right.
I partook a few minutes ago.
Right.
Man, welcome, Donnie. Long live the habitual line steppers. Yeah, Donnie
Well,
speak
baby
me.
probably took a baby
I want to
probably
stop
took his
by and see
microphone.
what's up with y'all.
Oh, what's going on? I just got something I just got something to say to everybody tonight. And that saying is remember, flies are attracted to shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And dirty diapers.
yeah. And it's really an analogy, and I'll explain this analogy. I got an entire show to do it. But the headline reads Kamala Harris and the shameful history of shaming women as unlikable, which I'm like, seriously, like, how many times have you ever heard she's unlikable because she's a woman?
All right.
There's a history
Right.
of this.
I've never heard that period before. One of the things I think you're gonna laugh how women say that when last time I checked, you're a woman. Unfortunately, you talk about how dumb us men are. You have a vagina. Men are gonna at least listen to you for 15 to 30 seconds because you have a vagina and they want to see they might, take a chance on doing that. I mean,
Yeah.
literally. Where men, it's like you see a bum old man walking down the street and he's like, "Can I have some change?" You don't even listen to him for 3 seconds. At least with a woman, you know what I mean? They'll listen to you. You get that 15, 30-second window to try to do something. I mean, they don't realize that. You don't trust me. You don't want to be equal as a man. Somebody counting you out before you even open your mouth? Y'all wouldn't, I hate to say this, women, y'all would not last. You would not last if we treated you exactly like men.
No. Let them try. Let them try being equal to black men for a day or two. See how much they like them apples. Like, go ahead. Be my guest. Go ahead and be a black man for a day.
Well, you heard about. I remember Joker did a video and he was talking about, and it was reading an article on a female who changed to a male. I mean, she got the full workout, so she looked like a dude. Now she changed to a male, and after the first month, she realized, oh wow, certain things that just like she just took for granted were just gone. She was looking like, as a female, people would walk by, I would see a smile or whatever, but people were just more polite or easier to speak, all this other stuff. As a male, it was just like, I mean, and also bad, they showed a picture of her. She looked like a straight up dude. You can never tell she had been a woman. But I mean, as a male, it was like nobody, if I even made a joke or said something, it's like nobody gave me the time of day, this, that, and the other. It's like some of the things that you just forgot about, where if I was broke down on the side of the road or if I needed help with something, people were more willing to help me. As a dude, it's like they keep walking by, When people hold your door open for you, it's like totally different. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a video everyone should check out.
But that's what they want. But that's what they want, though. There's always all these confused mixed messages. Okay, I thought that's what you wanted. No, I meant it this way. Oh no, I thought that's what you wanted now. No, I meant it this way. They'll never be satisfied. They'll never be satisfied.
I gave an analogy. I said if they made it where, okay, this is what we gonna do. From now on, everything's free, but you got to put in a certain amount of hours a week to get, in whatever field you pick. So you got to do that. But if you're a woman, you got to work. Men have to work 45 hours a week, where women only have to work, say, 25 hours a week, and everything's paid for them. These motherfuckers would still find something to complain about. I mean, like, you understand what I'm saying? They would be like, well, I had a child by this dude. They would feel, I mean, like, literally, it's like, if you ever notice, they always have, even I have female, that I've dated, and they say, oh, yeah, definitely my women friends, they're going to find something to complain about. Well, I felt when you said that 2 + 2 is 4, you said 4 this way, where you could have said 4 like that. or they're going to want to come in and change it. Well, we're going to come in and change the policy because technically we want to say if we've had a children, that single mothers should maybe only work 20 hours a week instead of the 25. Motherfucker, you already working 15 less than normal. Now you want even more? I mean, it's like by the time they negotiate it, they'll be down to 3 hours a week and still complain.
Yeah. So what if Biden gets in, which is highly unlikely? You know, I'm not saying that because I'm not a fan of Biden, or I kind of resent the way they treated Bernie. I'm not saying any of that because of that. What if Biden gets in? Mm-hmm. Seriously,
we're fucked.
You know,
we're fucked.
Is she gonna remember that she's black and she's doing it for black and black people and all this other stuff, or is she gonna be in it again?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue with your
saying. No, I say what I said. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if she gets in, this was gonna happen. Watch for a law to be implemented to where, I mean, it's gonna be some stupid laws or a way to tax the hell out of men. I mean, it could be like, or they're gonna make any of these hate crimes punishable by anything. I mean, watch so many platforms become deplatformed or canceled if she gets in, because she's going to I'm not even going to lie. I wouldn't be surprised if Biden did get in, because think about it. This is the perfect way to get get a person like her and Biden in there. And then what they do is they take all your civil liberties, like you can't talk about people no more. Hurting somebody's feelings, that could be a crime. Or so many platforms will be canceled or tortured or fined the hell out of for any little stupid thing. By the time because I believe they're actually trying to turn United States into China.
Communists.
Yeah. By the way they're acting, it's like, you bet not even say the emperor's name in vain, otherwise it's going to be some problems.
Well, remember the movie Demolition Man?
Of course.
That character Raymond Cocteau, which I don't even really think they explained what his title was, like king or president or something like that.
He was the mayor gov. Oh, he was a governor of San Angeles. I know the movie damn near line for line.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't watched that movie in a while, but he pussified the society.
Definitely.
And it's like this. I see the same thing. The reason why he did it was, so if he needed to, he can activate some hardcore motherfuckers to help him control everything, because society won't fight
back. And that's what he did.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. And that's what he did. I mean, like, I wouldn't even be surprised if a lot of this shit is pumped into like the social media and stuff like that, and they're pushing these issues like that. I wouldn't be surprised if another country had this to say, okay, this is how we're going to take over America. First, we're going to weaken the fuck out of these motherfuckers. So after 2-3 generations later, the motherfuckers are so damn weak, kind of how they broke the slaves. The motherfuckers are so damn weak that they'll submit to will without a fight. I mean, if you're going to fight a force that's just as superior to you, the best thing to do is weaken them first. And you weaken them. I mean, we just want to say the way our children have been brought up with the participation trophy and nobody should be talked about. I mean, can you imagine? Ask any of these Vietnam veterans. Can you imagine, say, being 18 years old and then going to war with an 18-year-old that's born today in this generation? Can you imagine that person on a battlefield having your back?
No, they'll stand behind the wall or a rock or something, hold their ears and be petrified.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I would be terrified. Wait a minute. This is the motherfucker that got my back. Dude, can you go get a time machine and get some of these people that used to be born? I mean, these people, they haven't experienced enough pain, headache, heartache. I mean, you've made it to, I know for sure that if like any generals who are like, say they was like 40, 50 years old and now they're like 70 and they're still in the army and they see the younger people coming in now compared to the people when they first came in, they're probably like, "Oh my gosh, these motherfuckers is weak." Like literally, some like think about it. They even made it where I think in some of them they're not even allowed to yell and scream at you how they used to do. You know?
No, I mean they say that's mentally traumatic
Right?
to the
Yeah.
child.
See? But I know I'm talking about in the army. They've actually had to dump so weaken that down. You know, these are the people who, right? Yeah, I've heard them talking about that. They're talking about, well,
So-
yeah. They don't come out and they don't make it it's not a big thing, but I've heard them say that. Yeah, people, I was like, oh yeah, they were much harder on us. He's like,
yeah. You think that they're afraid that they're creating private piles, or is that the narrative they're trying to push just to weaken us? Is this a big conspiracy, so to speak? This neoliberal agenda that they speak about. Because it's like it sounds crazy and it sounds conspiracy theory talk, but the more and more I'm seeing it, the more and more it looks like the people we call crazy are actually right.
Yeah.
Like and the indoctrinations and the programming have definitely weakened Black people. You know, we've gotten so desperate in our media. We'll accept a person that's only a quarter of the way there or an eighth of the way there or probably not any of the way there just based on the fact that someone said they were Black.
Yep. Which is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And it's funny how they're just throwing out a record. Okay, if a white man killed, okay, let me ask you a question. If a white man kills 10 Black people and admitted racist, and you know, I understand that it you know, when you talk about stuff like this, you walk the fine line between nigger babble and trying to tell people something. If a racist white man killed 10 Black people, and a Black man killed 10 Black people, which one is worse?
Neither. Both of them the same.
Yeah, but the people want you to
in
say
their book.
racist.
In their book.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, and I know people use that as a straw man to shy away from the talks about police brutality and stuff like that. But mentally, we seriously are that fucked.
Yeah.
You know, why didn't y'all want, like anyway, if we're all pro-Black, why do we want to black a person? Why are they making us take, well, you take her, goddammit. You take her, you accept her, and people are adamantly defending and fighting for her.
Right.
Despite her record.
Right. Like I thought that was true because I was sitting here thinking to myself, how in the world could Biden even, it shouldn't even be close. I mean, I understand that women are kind of, you know, they vote more with their emotion and everything. But like, you know, in that conversation we had the other day on Art's channel where we was talking about that. And I was telling him, I said, I've debated with a lot of people about the president who I think should be president. But not one of these motherfuckers, and they're talking about Trump as a bad person and all like this, but not one of these motherfuckers who say they're Star-Credit Democrat, they always say that Trump is racist. They don't say anything about the coronavirus. That never comes up. They don't say that he handled it wrong. And these people are just, he is racist. And it's just to hear that I'm like, well, dude, I mean, that's the only thing you can say.
Well,
I mean,
they
don't care about this.
I'm not going to completely agree with that because I do hear people saying that Trump really dropped the ball on the coronavirus. I do hear.
I'm talking about in a debate, it like this. Like when you not talking about the big people online, people gonna say that online, the intelligent people. But when you hear people like out in public, I don't hear them talking about Trump.
Oh yeah. The first thing you're right. The first thing they will bring up is Trump is racist, and then they'll try to rally up emotion, against the tyrant instead of going to your voting booth when the local elections happen.
Right.
This bullshit is just a distraction. They try to get you to like these people, and they try to get you with all this symbolism. Like that was Hillary's fail. That was Hillary's fail because Kamala Harris before when she lost in the primary, she played the race, the gender card, like it was gender and race, but because these types is never race and gender. Is gendered in race. She tried to play it like that. So why would y'all think that if you didn't buy into her when she was on that debate stage at the primary, what makes you think she's going to work well as vice president? Because if something happened to Biden, and it might, She's going to be
Yep.
president.
Right.
Somebody that couldn't even get you to buy in. Somebody even
Right.
couldn't get you to buy in the primary. Well, nobody being like, "Oh my God, Kamala Harris." They were
Right.
bringing up a record. But
Yeah.
now that Joe Biden has chosen her, the guy that got chosen by Barack Obama, now everything
Mhm.
is okay. Just get in line.
Mhm.
We got to get the racist orange hair guy out of there.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
I noticed one thing about that orange hair guy. I mean, he seems to be getting popular with a lot of black people. What do we do? Do we delegitimize their opinions?
mhm.
Do
Well,
we?
I'm gonna say like I think that Trump has made it easy here for any black person who don't sit on their ass. If you're a go getter, having Trump in office it makes it easier for you. The only black men that sit up here and should actually really go say that Trump ain't actually made your life a little bit easier is ignorant black men. But if you're a go getter trying to do something, yes, he's made it easier on you.
Yeah, because I've heard black men
I
say.
mean,
I hear black men say all the time, "He's made my life easier as a black man," and I
definitely.
ask I ask him how, but the response I usually get is, "Why don't you go find out yourself?" They never really explain it like it's some huge secret. Do you have an answer as to why someone would say that instead of just saying, "Hey, brother, you got your back. This is X, because of X, Y, and Z."
I'm not gonna lie, if I say the biggest thing that having Trump in office is this, it has, it's a win-win for a black man. Like I'm telling everybody like this because one, before Trump was in office, with them attacking him so much on the race thing, that just brings more people to pay attention that there are racist people out there. And mostly black men get always the short end of the stick when it comes to a lot of these affairs and situations. So it opened more eyes in that way. On top of that, the men who were always men, black men should already know. If we ain't got something, it's usually always our fault. We don't get, you don't get a second, there's not a benefit of the doubt or a second chance or whatever. Anything that you don't have or you didn't obtain, that's you fuck it up, you slipping, you a weak ass nigga, whatever, whatever terminology you want to use at that point. So with him and that, a lot of us are go-getters or entrepreneurs trying to do our thing. The taxes thing helped a lot, you know, and it shows. This is the thing. It brought light to discrimination, where instead of like when it was discrimination against the rainbow community, it was or discrimination first. The rainbow community took over. Now it's discrimination against race and everybody's fighting against that. So hopefully, black men will be able to get a little bit of recognition and come up or better treatment, and we'll ride the coattails of this. This is what I'm hoping that comes out of everything. That will be the one who, don't you know, like the rainbow community took over the last discrimination thing. This time, I think hopefully black men will get a better shake after all of this is over.
Well, I'm not gonna hold my breath just
I
yet.
mean, like it ain't gonna be fair, but considering it's like this, it's
I
like
mean, I'm
it's
willing
like
to
starting
accept
off
that it ain't fair. I mean, life isn't
right.
fair.
Yeah, but what I'm gonna say this, it's like this. Say we in a race to the top to the 50th floor. Black men have always started in the basement, and everybody else has
Mm,
started much higher. Where now we might start on the 10th floor while everybody is still on the 40th. But at least we out of the basement, so we will come up a little, even though it's not a lot, but we'll come up a little bit. Sometimes that 10 floors might be enough to get some of the people who just didn't have enough, to get there. I mean, sometimes some things. One of the things you should always know: the most dangerous thing in the world is hope, because sometimes hope can push a person. A lot of people, if they can see that light at the end of the tunnel a little bit better, that can make them strive to get there.
okay, all right. Yeah. The girl mentioned Saturday Night Live earlier, talking about the vice presidential debate. I didn't see anything. I mean, unless you was talking about something else, I didn't see anything that was making her look like what they were saying, a hoe. I mean, unless they did something else in Saturday Night Live with Kamala Harris. But I didn't see anything. I just they just had depicted her acting really extra, you know, trying to be hip, but that was it.
Well, I think that people were talking about saying that she used what she got to get where she wanted to go.
Mm.
That's what I believe that it's that going around. She might have slept with the right key people, kissed ass here and there.
But
You
we have a
know,
culture. But we have a culture that is starting to accept that and actually commend that.
yeah. Unfortunately, that's I sit here and laugh at all these things. It's they just need to make it where a woman can't do no wrong. No scrutiny, no accountability, and don't talk about them for nothing. And I'm pretty sure that even after all of that, they'll still find something to complain about.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Zero. It's too late now. We're in the end game. Boots on your neck.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If you think Kamala Harris and Biden get in here, they're gonna enact. This is what I see is gonna happen. They're gonna enact a law that's gonna be. It's gonna start off where it ain't seem that bad, but then by the time it's twisted and manipulated and all like that, it's gonna end up putting so many motherfuckers in jail. It ain't funny. I mean, because this is the problem. Overall crime is, even with that, is down, especially violent crime. They got to find a way to put more butts in the chair. So the best thing you can do is make it a crime and punishable by jail for like online having your way of, your own opinion and all of that shit. They need to find another way to put more butts in the chair.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's what they're going to have to do. And this is the problem. They've made it to the point to where now, I agree, and I hate to say this, but I kind of agree with Angry Man when he says, "No offense, dude, we kind of letting the women get in here and worry about and get a little bit too much say so in this area." Because the problem is we start adapting the area to make them feel a little comfortable, and unfortunately, that's what the area was not made for. They're made to make us feel comfortable at first. Them were a distant second. They got everything else. They can't come in here and take this over too. So I understand exactly when he's saying that stuff. I see where it's going, because that's one bad thing about when you let too many of them in. People start to cater to them, and a lot of time we do it inadvertently without even trying. We want to be nice to women. We want to do this. It's in our nature. Unfortunately, we were raised to be nice to women. We were still raised that way. Women were raised to don't trust a nigga for shit.
Yeah, we were.
No offense, we need to raise a generation of men to where no, you don't put shit past a woman. You don't trust a woman for shit.
No, we've been raised. We've been raised to basically court, when it comes to women, to court women, to be nice to women, to be an absolute gentleman. I mean, at least I know, when I was growing up, we did.
Right.
Especially when it came to dating and trying to get them out on your first dates, you had to do everything. You had to, keep your hair. And when I say this kind of thing, I'm not complaining about it. I like high standards,
right.
Personally. But just the mere fact that you have to do everything. You have to go 90. They can only come 10. That's all they have to do. The burden of pursuance is on you, so we acknowledge that. And, but it's like, I don't feel like that's to be disrespected.
Right.
That's not because I'm doing that, you can do what the fuck you want to do. You kiss my ass.
I mean, like I said, we've made it to where they don't technically have to do anything. And I mean, and basically we've made it to where, I'm not even going to lie, especially with this, if a woman accuses us of something, by we saying, they're like, say a woman accuses me of something, of the R word, because you don't say it on YouTube. And I say, I didn't do it, this broad lies, she does this, that, and the other. By me saying that she lied and does this, that, and the other, saying that stuff that she actually did, that's bashing a woman. So I'm defending myself, showing you this person's character, and I'm getting, well, no, you're bashing women. Well, this is what the person does. It's the truth. Nope, that's bashing. And see, that's why, like, you notice, even look at with Biden in his case with the situation. It's like he didn't. I said, well, so people ask, well, is this woman lying?
well, I mean, he was even scared to say that the woman was lying. This is the person you want to be commander in chief, and if somebody says that you did something and you say you didn't do it, you
But
scared
you
to
know,
call her a liar?
they beat him over the head with creepy Joe though. They
Yeah.
beat him over the head with all of that.
But right, but this is the fact is, it's like, wow, society's that bad that you scared to call a person a lie if they told a lie on you. Like, where does that make sense? As a person that's supposed to, and then you want to be the leader? I just can't. I'm
People,
sorry.
people, people, people are just to the point where they believe what the fuck they want to believe. It doesn't even have to make sense anymore. They'll argue
Right,
with you, and it won't make sense at all, and
right.
believe that they're right. And that's just how basic and crazy that shit is.
Mhm.
Uh, Shout out to Mike Easy. OnlyFans killed it for me and a lot of dudes in my generation.
Yeah.
My only thing is like I don't, here's the thing. I don't care what you do.
Right.
I don't care what you do to make money. I don't care what you do to better yourself. You know, but it's like just don't ball out of control while doing it. You know, at least put something
Right.
up because that shit may run out one day. You may, I don't know. You may walk outside, your legs get blown off. You lose your ability to twerk. I mean, that's just cruel. That's just the cruelty of life. Just like
Yeah.
that. You know. And
Mhm.
then,
Oh man.
but remember, in all of that happening, you were that person that was talking that shit about these niggas and these incels. So that's the only
Right.
thing that I'll say about that. You know what I'm saying? That this shit ain't gonna last forever. And then the platforms being taken over by even more variety of content creators anyway.
Mhm.
Somebody suggested that to me the other day. I'm like, I ain't finna get no OnlyFans account. They're like, man, you crazy, man. If you get an OnlyFans account, you can say whatever you want. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know. Just it's to me, OnlyFans just got that stigma with me.
Yeah,
It's just,
it's got a bad
yeah, it's
rap.
got that stigma. You know, I understand Dr. Umar has an OnlyFans account.
Hmm.
You know, does he
I'm
go
not gonna lie though.
super duper hotep on there? What's going on?
No, I think I'm not gonna lie though. I see the future of that because you can already tell that Google must be hurting because I see a whole lot more ads on YouTube than ever. And I mean, I know you would see an increasing percentage because everybody's staying at home, but I see a very big increase in ads so much. And the beautiful thing about everybody staying at home, hopefully now one of these other independent companies can come up and make a push, even if they say, well, fine, we can't keep your videos and store them at the highest quality as this, but your videos that get the most views will stay up. And maybe you guys, and we can get advertisers to come over here. So that way y'all can say what you want, have the shows you want, have the stations you want. Maybe even if they had to make it where it's, hey, these stations are 18 and over, you put in your credentials, you 18, you get to watch it. Don't have to worry about, well, he called a woman the B word, so we should deplatform him. And it's just like,
Little,
I mean,
little,
but to know that your whole world can be brought down, not over something you're convicted of, over an accusation. And I hate to say that's what's given the women too much power. So the men have just adapted by just, okay, well, fine. I'm going to make sure that I don't trust you for shit. And I make sure that I don't put myself in any compromising situation, which in the end end up hurting them. Because a lot of men be like, oh, no, wait a minute. I heard something bad about her. I'm not taking her out on a date. Where before
yeah,
she would go out and get this person to buy this for her, that person to buy that for her, this person to buy that. Now they like, no, you know what I mean?
yeah. Well, yeah. Let me respond to this comment from Mike Easy. The only reason why I want to respond to this one is because I've had a Patreon account for over a year and I haven't put anything on it. Like, I guess I feel like that I have to get bigger here first, and I can pull some people over to Patreon once I'm done with that. Because I don't know, do people just step on Patreon and then people notice them, or people have to like actually subscribe to them in order to see them? Because I don't see due to my limited knowledge, I don't see Patreon as something that adds an algorithm to where everybody can just see you. I would think that you probably would have to have like a Twitter account or a Facebook page or something like that, or an Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because I just hadn't
Okay.
used it yet, so I guess once people realize that we the shit over here, then I'll go ahead and push Patreon. Plus, having like shit I got to do, fitting another social media platform in it is gonna be tough. So, yeah. But hey, we'll see what the future brings.
Los Angeles just won, just so that you know.
So they're the champions.
Yeah, they won by 16, I believe, somewhere around
16. Okay, LeBron.
Yep, four different teams, 3 different teams, rather.
Yeah, it's fit. Yeah. It's. Let me see. Let me share the screen.
4th ring, 3 teams.
So what would it actually take to put LeBron in the conversation?
To me, I'm not gonna lie. I believe LeBron is greater than Michael Jordan.
Greater than Jordan.
I believe this is the thing. Jordan had the killer instinct. He had this, that, and the other. But Jordan could never make anybody else better. He could never do this, that, and the other. And I believe for LeBron not having the, you say, killer instinct like that in that 1 or 2 categories, he leads all the other stats. On top of that,
okay.
On top of that, and look at some of the rosters he's gotten to the final. People say all them times he's been to the finals and lost. I said, no offense, look at the motherfuckers he's played with. I mean, literally, you look at what happened when Jordan left. They lost 2 left games.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron left Cleveland. LeBron's first year in Cleveland, they won 40 plus more games. LeBron left Cleveland, they went to the bottom. LeBron went to Miami, they were to won the most games. LeBron left Miami, they went to the bottom. He came back to Cleveland, and we were the first place team again. I mean, that goes to show. I mean, Pippen was still doing damage. Your roster, you got arguably the best coach in the history of basketball. I mean, you got to give those other players credit. I mean, and that's the problem. Right. They had weapons. LeBron, Michael Jordan was the weapon they used the most. But it's not like after he left that they were just they didn't go from winning 60 to 70 games to 20 when he left. Where every team LeBron left the next year, they won under 30 games. I mean, that shows there. And on top of that, look at some of the people you'd be like, what? I mean, like, think about it. He put, like, I remember they put Booby Gibson and some of them people on the map. You're like, who the hell is Daniel Gibson? And I mean, like, literally, LeBron was making him look good.
Yeah, but you think that so you think that you think that he got this inspiration from Obama telling him to go back out there and play some ball?
No, I think that I'm not even gonna lie. I believe LeBron technically wanted to go ahead and sit it out, but after the people said they wanted to play, he didn't want to seem like a. Because I believe LeBron. It looked like at that point he was looking like, yeah, we go ahead and make a statement, go ahead and cancel this year, just to make a statement. And I believe once people said that they wanted to, and then he realized, well, he'd get backlash no matter what, because people were like, yeah, he wanted to sit it out because he wanted to pursue his other endeavors. Or he was being too lazy because he old, So he was like, it was a no-win situation for him anyway. Even though I believe that he really wanted to step up. Now I do admit LeBron lost a lot of points in my book when he said that black women are the most treated people that are treated the worst on this planet. I said, what? What, Negro? I said, coming from where you came from, drug addicted mom. I mean, Negro, if it wasn't for other people helping you out, buying you shoes, doing all this other shit, you probably would have never even had the chance to get to where you are. It ain't like your mama did it. It was other men who helped you.
But, they got everybody, a lot of these famous black male figures got caught up in the whole virtue signaling thing when that thing happened between Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, and all of a sudden they want to rise up and like, oh my God, it just really happened to black women. No, it's not.
Right. It's right. When I saw that crap, I was like, for real.
So same thing happened. You know, Michael B. Jordan. You know, protect black women. All this, you know what he got for it. You know, he
Murdered.
still got disrespected. This dick policing. But I mean, it's just like that though. It's just like that. We sometimes feel that we have to speak up for what we feel is right, and it's just you hit the wrong target, man. Shoot, yeah. But anyway, see what else is going on. What is out here about Colin Kaepernick talking about defunding the police? You heard anything about that?
No, I didn't hear about it, but I'm not gonna lie. I think the police need to be defunded, but in a way like this. It's not, oh, they're gone. The police need to be gone, period, as this. I think the police name is kind of like they need to be rebranded, if I had to say, because the word police has got such a foul stench associated with now, it will never recover. So it's like you need to rebrand it. If I was like a businessman, I would say the police need to like change it, like plain and simple. Nope, we are not police. The word is done. We're gonna call ourselves, civil servants. And they do all the jobs that the police do, but now they try to do it in a different type of way that actually means they're civil servants, not fucking police. Because the police word, I believe, they have to just rebrand. I don't see police. I don't give a fuck how much good they do. I do not see black people ever trusting the police as long as they're called the police. First thing they need to do, rebrand them, period. Off rip. If the police ever recover, it'll be like 15, 20 years. It'll be kind of like how Domino's Pizza was when we were younger. We used to say Domino's Pizza. Oh, wow, you hear about it. After that big old AIDS scare with Domino's Pizza, you didn't hear about them for now. You just now starting to hear about Domino's Pizza again. Like literally. Because it took that long for that stench to get off that name.
Well, what happened with Domino's Pizza? I missed that because, I might have missed most of it anyway because I was always like kind of a Pizza Hut guy.
Yeah, we was a Pizza Hut, but basically what happened, there was a gentleman that was back when the AIDS was new, HIV was new, and basically there was a gentleman who was ejaculating in the pizzas.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
it's like. It's like walking into a restaurant and seeing a low health score, only worse.
Yeah.
The stigma, the stigma never leaves. Right. And then I'm a former industry guy, and I had been through things like that, and and the business never recovers, and it'll always be errors in leadership, all this other stuff. But for a guy to jack off in the pizza,
what happens is this: you have to. It was at that. It's like bad timing and everything else. You have to get that. Like I said, the stench has to get off your name, but you have to also wait for people to be so long that they forget about it. I mean, there are plenty of companies. Like if you do the history of technology, there are plenty of tech that technically might have been better at the time or whatever, and should have been the mainstream, but something happened at a critical moment, and everybody decided to go this way instead of that way. And that's like sometimes it could be just a scare, a change in people's thinking that lasted for enough period of time that the company went out of business or they couldn't sustain. I mean, like literally. Kind of like with the cancel culture. I mean, like really, the problem with the cancel culture like this is, say I am going to be a movie star. Well, I'm about to, okay, here you go. I'm a contractor. I'm about to sign this big contract, $500 billion contract to build, all these houses in Cleveland. I'm going to be the one head in charge. Now, right before we in talks and negotiations, within a month, I'm going to be this person heading over. All of a sudden, some woman comes out and be like, Judge Richmond. Immediately, my name is tarnished before then. And they're like, well, wait a minute. What are you guys going to do? You're going to actually let this guy who is actually accused of be the head of this? Immediately, my other competitors who are trying to get that job they might go another way because the publicity is just too hot around my name right now.
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
And plenty of contracts are lost that way.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you know a guy that was falsely accused? Like
I know. Yes,
I'm asking it as an obvious question because it's a shame that we all, as black men, know another man that's been falsely accused of something egregious like that.
I was so bad. I had a neighbor do it to a cousin of mine. I had another cousin almost that way. I had another boy that I know, a young boy that I used to mentor. He was almost caught up in some shit with that. I mean, they're like literally most of us being can at least name 3 or 4 people. That's to go to show you how bad it is. And this is the problem when I say like with programs like Believe All Women and stuff like that. I said it's like, so wait a minute, you just can't say that. No, just let the facts go. This is a problem. I can accuse you of something. Everybody knows your name. They slander your name. Like there's people that did crimes for lies. They find out it afterwards after they've done 5-6 years in jail. And the person who lied on you, their name ain't mud, but yours is. And even afterwards, you acquitted. It's like I said, they never dreamed that you were lied on as loud as they was screamed about the lie. So your name is tarnished anyway. A lot of companies even say, "Hey, man, I want to hire you, but I think it might make other people feel uncomfortable while you're working here." Even though we understand it was a lie, they admitted to the lie, but your name still has that stench on it. And sometimes, especially unfortunately with women, they are more quickly to blow up the spot when they don't get something their way. If they think that they can blow up the spot and get a judgment or something ruled in their favor immediately, they're going to take that opportunity. You know, I've seen a lot of people do that. I mean, like, think about it. You'd be caught red-handed, videotaped, this, that, and the other. I mean, look at Jada Pinkett with the entanglement thing. I mean, what? He even admitted that y'all agreed to being separated. You can't even tell the truth that you had sex with the man. But it was an entanglement. You understand? I was like, for real, man. We were talking for a while, things and whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And then even after, it's like they got to push you to get no offense. It ain't like you did anything wrong because y'all were separated, but you can't even admit to that. That's the problem. And when you don't sit up here and just allow people to get that type of immunity, it just goes to their fucking head. But see, it's our fault as men. Because now when these people lie on you men are just going to have to step up and say, you know what? No, that bitch is lying. This is what she did. That and the other. Put her on. As soon as they put you on blast, put them right back on blast immediately. Because that will stop a lot of them from taking that because they won't, wait a minute. People will start digging. Stop doing that. Put them on blast when hey, so-and-so R-word me. Oh, for real? No, but dude, I did not R-word her. She been trying to get the draw. When I came here, she came over to my house with no drawers though. She was telling my boy over here that she wanted to mess with me and she was going to get me tonight. Then she was telling this person over here that this, that, and the other, and she could have a threesome with me and her girl. Literally, that you got to put that out there immediately. As soon as they attack, you got to put it right back. And that's the problem. We've gotten to the point where, no, you just don't do that to women. No, somebody say I R-word them, you right. You're going to know everything the next day. I don't give a damn if I got to do 24-hour shows on YouTube with one viewer. You're going to know about it. That's the problem. We've gotten out to the point where we're like, well, we're not going to do that. And, you need to be a bigger person and a real man. What a man, a real man going to lay down and let all your hard work?
Well, that's the definition that they use today. Real men suffer in silence. And that's not something that... But Donnie, what's up, man? You there?
Yeah, I figured he was here earlier, but the baby probably got him.
Yeah, no, he can't make up. He can't make up.
Yeah, but I was trying to figure out what happened, which I was talking about. I heard a rant, but I couldn't make out.
Judge Ray dropping some facts and such. But let's look at the screen for a second. I want to know if y'all heard about this one right here. About Bill Burr's monologue on Saturday Night Live. Basically,
I was trying to get you to do a show on it.
Huh?
I didn't see it.
I think you should do a video on that one.
Yeah, because he basically pulled a Dave Chappelle. Like he
What?
was raw. He told the truth, and it was like I was laughing. He really touched on some things that needed to be said, like the woke movement being hijacked by white women, which I did a video on that. And I said like exactly that woke used to be something for black people, and then white feminists took it over.
Oh,
And
like
then he
okay.
was talking. Go ahead.
What happened? Tell me. I didn't know about this. Explain it. Oh.
No, basically, he said something to the effect of, you were complicit in the suffering of blacks for all these years, and now all of a sudden you want to hop the fence and get on the front line, and start talking about this white male supremacy. Like you all of a sudden you're in their oppression game when you were like when white women most of the time were sitting along with the oppressor.
Right.
Sitting
He
in the
said
spoils
basically,
of war.
yeah,
Right.
basically he was saying shut the fuck up. It's like you're
Right.
fake.
hmm Well,
Oh man.
I told like when I made that comment, and I hate to say that, I hope sister didn't take it, but I'm like this: is if your track record shows that you've done this type of shit, I understand a person can change, but that person is still in. I mean, like just plain and simple. You women want to be equal as men. It's just what it is. People don't know that just in you. Just like me. I used to be. I told you I was involved in when I did never got caught for it. But I used to steal money electronically. If you notice, what I told you Judge Dre used to do before anything. I was in school for computer networking. You notice what do I do now? The people who
Oh yeah.
knew it's like what I did. The people who knew it's like they couldn't catch me. There's no proof, but they knew I did it. The stench is attached to my name. You'd be stupid to hire me in that field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's called
It's a
being blacklisted.
liability. Right. It's like this. It's a liability. You'd be stupid to. No offense. Me, I wouldn't hire a person like me in that field. I don't. Especially if you know that the person was that good not to get caught and talked about and said that they did it. And immediately I used to tease the people. Yes, I did it, but you ain't gonna catch me. I was that bold. I mean, I do admit as I got older now and wiser, I thought to myself, God damn, I must have been lucky as fuck. But you know what I mean? But there was, like I said, there was a guy who was trying to catch me. But yeah, you'd be stupid to put somebody to that person is in them. And unfortunately, until we take some of these standards to where this cancel culture or somebody can get up and say this without no consequences, then basically you always have to, look at people with a side eye because be like, you know what? Especially when it comes to women, it's in them. You know that they can always pull that trump card for sympathy.
So I had this conversation earlier with my cousin. We were talking about this. She caught the Bill Burr thing before I did. We were running back and forth over this, and we got into a long conversation over white women taking over our causes, white women coming in and playing the feminist, yada yada yada. We gonna help you. And then when it comes to standing up to a white man, they vanish, but they hear the shit on black men. This is what white women do. They exploit opportunities to come in and fuck black men, fetishize black men, and shit on black men, all in order to lift themselves up and push themselves to the front of the line. Black women's tools to do such, and black women, for the most part, aren't catching them what they're doing. I don't want to say that they're not smart enough. They're too smart for their own damn good. And that's why they keep putting themselves in these positions, because they think that they are just as good as these white women and these white folks in general. And they're not understanding that they're getting played and put in a position to fuck all of us over as a whole. So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
See, so when you look at these situations, prime example would be Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion issue. They're using this issue.
I'm trying to clean out the dining room and take some of the stuff downstairs.
Come in and shit on black men. And they're doing it under the guise of, we're with you black women. We're here for you black women. Let's shit on these black men. And then it comes to, hey, listen, this white man did something to a sister. What do you hear? Crickets.
Crickets.
Right.
Crickets. Hey,
So yeah,
I get.
I'm tired of white women. Bill Burr called these motherfuckers out, and he said exactly what they needed to hear. This white privilege shit is going too far. I had a white woman tell me the other day that I was mansplaining, and I went ahead and broke her ass down and told her, "Well, you're white splaining. You're a white person that's come into a black circle to tell black people what the fuck they should do, and use your white supremacist views to come in and try and influence us, and just hate on black people." I said, "So get your culture vulture ass out my circle and take your white splaining, cracker ass, cracker Karen self the fuck onward." And at that point, I think enough people in the room kind of changed the sway of the conversation, because they started tapping her ass and acknowledging the fact that she was a white person coming in here shitting on black men. And she deleted her comments and left the group.
Yeah, but that doesn't always happen now, does it?
Oh, it don't happen 95% of the time. But the fact that it
95%.
happened once lets me know that we could do it a lot more often. We just choose not to.
Yeah, but let me bring something up real quick. Yeah, have y'all seen that video everybody keeps posting? I guess this white girl told this black dude about about himself and his perception on dating interracially or something. My whole thing that about the reaction from us from blacks is, why are they taking this white woman's side?
So what is this? I haven't seen this video. What is this video?
I don't know. I guess this black dude who dates white women, I guess he tried to approach this white woman or whatever, and she kind of checked him. I guess about I don't know. I guess about him thinking that white women are better. I mean, I ain't even watched the damn video, but it's like, but I can tell what went on from the comments. You know, I guess and they were laughing at this man. They were laughing at this man because he got shot down by a white woman. But don't we always get laughed at when we get shot down by women? Period. you know. I mean, but they were especially like giving him the business. So, do you think he deserved it for trying to swirl?
I think a lot of brothers swirl. My thing with swirling is, you play a dangerous game. These white women is not white women aren't for you for 90% of the time. Now there are some out there, but there's a lot of them who you get into we go with entanglements. You get into entanglements and they don't give a fuck about you. When it comes down to choosing their race, their group over you, they'll choose their group over you every time. They may be getting fucked by you, but it's a way different thing for them to choose their race over you.
Because my view was always like this though, and it was never to worship white women or anything like that. I just thought that brothers liked them as fuck things, and that they were easier to get to go down on you. That was me stereotyping, of course, but I thought that was the reason why brothers mess with white girls, so they get their head services.
The white women do a whole lot more shit freakier without asking. White women are a lot more pleasant on the front end. A lot less bullshit that you have to deal with. But ultimately, my thing is they will turn on you. I think Patrice O'Neal said it funny as hell. Like, you can get with a white woman, she's real pleasant, polite, and then you be like, she be like, "Oh, can you make me breakfast?" You be like, "What, bitch? No, oh, and then it becomes, "Well, why did you do what you did? Huh? What do you mean? Why did you do what you did last night? I didn't want to." "Oh no, bitch. Let me go in here and make you an omelet. I'm gonna come back. Okay, you good?" You gotta save the little text from him to make sure when the police come and knock on your door that you good. Whereas with a black woman, and this is fucked up, but this is again part of the joke. He was like, if you really love a black woman, you could shoot a black woman and she'll come back to you.
Shit.
So my thing is there's a lot more loyalty with black women over time, effort, energy. It's easier to be with a black woman, right? I think a lot of men's gripe is black women have an unbearable attitude and sometimes are a little too masculine. So if niggas had the choices, they would rather deal with a white woman who could potentially stab them in the back at any time. But it's still a less headache-filled option. It says a lot.
So basically, what you're telling me is that most 90 to 95% are capable of screwing you over if you are a black man. Period. Correct.
99.999% are able to screw you over as a black man. It's just the power balance thing. It doesn't matter if you are rich, doesn't matter if you are poor, doesn't matter if you come from a great family. A white woman from any socioeconomic class can fuck over a black man from any socioeconomic class just by saying he did something.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Which is, people often forget that, when they take these white women's side, when they accuse the black men or something, they do it based more so on emotions of the fact that he actually was messing with white women, so he deserved everything he got. You have a certain YouTuber that says that black men deserve to be harmed and punished for messing with white women if white women turn their backs on them. But you're still forgetting that and Bill Burr said this. He said that women do falsely accuse men of certain things, and they are able to get away with it. So basically, what the fuck are you complaining about?
The majority of tragedies that we have in Americas, whether that be Tulsa, Oklahoma, Emmett Till, various black men being sent to prison, involve what? And he ain't nobody answered. They involve.
So what? They've all gotten away with it. What are you saying? They've all gotten away with it cleanly.
Well, I wouldn't say gotten away with, but they all involve a white woman. So, at the end of the day,
I'm just saying the people on the other side have always gotten away with it. The white killer, the white woman. Oh, you're saying white women lied?
Oh no, I'm not even saying white women lie, because they do that, but it's
they do that. Yes, they do.
It'll be cases where a white woman hasn't even said anything, hasn't mentioned anything. It's the fact that a nigga has the audacity to look at a white woman, allegedly whistle at a white woman, been in the near vicinity where you think something could have occurred with a white woman. Black men have been hung up, strung, killed, massacred all over this goddamn earth, right? Particularly in the U.S. Remember, they say Tulsa was because a little black boy was in the elevator and there was some kind of childhood innocent crush nonsense going on between the black boy and the black girl, and the entirety of the city burned it.
Because of a black boy had a crush on a black girl?
I'm not. They were in an elevator, so I'm sure it might have been mutual. The little girl could have kissed him. She could have been too close to him, but that's where they said the shit popped off at. Emmett Till. What was the story with Emmett Till? He looked at her. He whistled at her.
No, he whistled at her and said, "Bye, baby," supposedly.
Right. We all know he didn't do that shit.
No, he didn't.
But it was the fact that was the narrative, right? She came out and she said the shit was, she did some bullshit later on, but that's what it is. There's thousands of black men on the Innocence Project being freed, being worked on cases because they slept with a white woman, because they were in the vicinity of where a white woman was when she happened to get killed. Again, Patrice O'Neal, a legendary comedian, tells a joke to where he says he has to buy something every 15 minutes because he wants a receipt, because he doesn't want to be accused of being a rapist or a serial killer, because he's a big black dude walking around. So the police pick him up. Now I got a receipt all day. What time you need? 9:30? Here, I got 9:15 too. And he said, he was like, oh, and another thing, I don't litter, not because I'm trying to be health conscious. It's because I don't want to be lazy and throw a Coke can over into the bushes and it land on a white woman. Now I'm the Coca-Cola rapist. Because that's where we are tragically as a country. Anytime a white woman is in danger, hurt, or harm, they round up the nearest black folk and go and put a horrendous crime on them. White women, power dynamic is way too off the chain than white women.
I see you don't pay attention to the chat at all, Kev. See? I fell off 20 minutes ago.
God. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, but that's the That's to set back the screen share.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
my thing with white women is anytime, and I think I've had this conversation with you, because listen, I've smashed a whole lot of white women. Anytime I have sex with a white woman, I got my phone in the corner, it's recording stuff. You take it willingly, you bent over willingly, and then I'm gonna get a hey. So you good? How was it? You good? Well, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Oh, what part you enjoyed? Cool. And it's not for my vanity. It's for my safety and security. Because if I get picked up, I can say, listen here, Yana. Here's the audio tape. This is the time. This is her. Can I go now? Can I get up out of here? Can I get up out of here? Okay, we cool.
But the problem is that what's so bad is the problem is now with the culture that's not even enough proof anymore. Because the person can sit up here just giving it like I remember, like we talked about, do I know anybody personally? I had a family member who was accused of rape. He actually raped when I moved when my mother got divorced from her first husband. He actually raped supposedly did the girl next door. Now come to find out, he was over there, they were smashing, doing their thing. Basically what happened is her mother came home while they was there. Got caught. So instead of saying that they was just having sex, she was saying she didn't know the dude and he raped her. Broke in the house and raped her. So police throw him in the car. They rough him up a little bit. I remember watching. I was out there when it happened. Then he's talking about, thank God, because this was back then before we had cell phones. We were young. We had pagers. She said she had never knew him, this, that, and the other. Thank God they looked in his phone. He's talking about, what are you talking about? And he said, matter of fact, my cousin through marriage stay in that house next door. And then he's like, well, what are you talking about? Check my pager, man. We've been talking for about 2 weeks. Checked his pager, look at all the numbers. She had been calling him, but she had lied and said she'd never even seen him before. And I mean, literally, the only thing stopped him, like literally, they wanted to even bring up charges on him, was saying, well, even after she was caught in a bold-faced lie, saying she never met him, all of the state wanted to pick up charges on him, saying, well, he probably still could have raped her, though, even though her whole story was a lie.
Right, because at that point, all they have to do is go in there and say, this is what happened. They put it in front of a grand jury. A grand jury is 95% likely to go ahead and just say indict anyway. But because it's a white woman and it's a black man, that's all they need to hear. So now this is a horror story.
Right.
Oh my God, what if this happened to me? I've heard so many cases to where this shit happens. It's become insane to me. I have a buddy I went to school with, and I found this shit out years and years ago after we stopped communication. But they told me he was in jail, and I go, well, why was he in jail? Because what he would do was he would sneak into this white girl's house. He was like 6'4", so he would run, jump, hang off of something, climb her fence, and get up into the second story of her roof, or into her house. And he was climbing up, and he'd go in her room, and he would sleep with her on a consistent basis. So he was sleeping with her. She got mad because he had some other women, and she cut her hair off. Hit herself in the face, got a black eye, and said that he jumped into her room and raped her, held her down, cut her hair off, and beat her up. So, in the middle of the night, she get up, start crying, hysterical, whole bunch of shit going down. The police show up. They go and snatch this nigga up. They put him in the jail. He's in jail for 6 months. They forgot his paperwork. They couldn't find him. It was a whole bunch of little fuckery going on. And ultimately, what ended up happening was he had fucked another girl that same night at the same time. And that was his saving grace. Otherwise, it would have been his ass. Wasn't no the rape kit came. I don't know what the rape kit came back with or anything else. But the only thing that saved his ass was that he was fucking another white girl on a different part of town at the same time that she claimed he went over there and beat her ass.
Yep. But what's so bad is a lot of times that's not even enough, because they can be like, she got the days wrong. And her trauma. This is the problem. Any discrepancies in her story they can always say, well, she was emotional right now. She got the information wrong. They won't hold them feet to the fire, like basically like a contract with men. We don't have a contract ironed out in business class. Well, that's not in the contract. Too bad. We don't give a fuck that you made this deal, but it's not in the contract. Too bad you lost. Where women, it's a sliding scale. They'll say, well, she said it happened on this date and at this time. It happened on a different date and a different time. Usually that case should be, if it was any other case, it'd be thrown out. But because you understand what I'm saying, the facts don't, well, we can let them get by. Well, they were just traumatic and I was just, mentally abused, or I was in a, I mean, all of those things work. But in a contract, if that was dudes, it don't work. The feelings come in. Once we put the emotion, this is a problem. We're putting too much emotion into laws and into our way of life. Once you put emotion into laws and how way people make certain decisions, everything is downhill from there. It should just be facts only.
Oh, all right. See where we at here.
What, did he fall off?
Yeah, Donnie fell off. I mean, he'll. Oh, there he is. There he is.
My bad. The dog was crying and screaming like a little bitch. I had to go get him in my blanket phone.
No, he's just joking, people. He didn't cut down. You said hit the dog. You should already know.
I didn't say I hit the dog. I said he was screaming and crying.
Oh, I thought you said
in his kennel. Yeah.
Okay.
He was screaming and crying like a female dog.
Yeah, like a little bitch.
You want to get deplatformed? Say that. That's so bad. They'll have 5 people at your house. You saying, yeah, you hit a dog before they'll say you shot before you got shot.
Let them show up. They can see if this dog is friendly or not.
All right, guys. All right. Donnie, I asked Dre when he first came on, I asked you, what is the first thing you come to mind when you hear somebody say something like, well, and remember, flies are attracted to shit.
Yeah, what comes to mind? So it's fucked up, but I like bad attitude, shitty people are attracted to shitty situations. So kind of you hang out with dogs, you get fleas, hang around 9 seconds, you can be the 10th. I mean, that's just what it is. Shitty situations attract shitty people. Crackheads go to crack houses. I associate all that with the same dynamic. So are you referring to Michael Pence?
Oh, I wasn't. People read that way, but no. Actually, when I came up with this title, I wasn't thinking about Mike Pence at all.
I typically, I see it as a bad element's going to attract other bad elements. So, if you are a very well-off, productive woman, chances are you aren't going to hang out with a bottom feeder because you know better. You've been brought up in a better scenario. However, if you are a Sharkeisha, then a Pookie is going to be a great fit for you. So you're going to hang around that type of dude, or vice versa. It's not a lot of well-to-do men who are hanging out with junkie whores. It's just not a thing, right?
Not really. Not at all, actually. I mean, if you're a high value man, you want a high value woman because honestly, that's where your training is. Like Judge was saying something earlier, like we are trained and brought up to do everything for women. From even when when you enter that part in your teenage life where things start to change, you are still taught to everything that you have to do. Basically, the object is to become more popular with women. You have to. Yeah, go ahead.
So I actually had this conversation with my wife maybe 2 days ago, and we were talking about raising.
Wait a minute, you're married now?
Yeah, we got married over the COVID, so we're still doing the ceremony, but we got married.
Congratulations, man! Congratulations.
Oh no, it was a quick in and out thing, but
still, I'm happy for you, man.
Oh, thank you. But So basically, long story short, we talked about raising our son to certain values. One of the things that came up was hitting girls. Now, I am not under the impression of you should put your hands on anybody without there being a justification. So whether it be male or female, if a boy or a girl hits my son, he needs to beat the fuck out of him. There's no like, as Roger said, win the fight. Um, I don't want my son growing up with certain ideologies that cater to women too much. Like simple things like open the door for a woman, that's fine. If you see an older woman and she needs to sit, give her your seat. That's fine because you're a man. These are expected of you. But I don't buy into the whole dynamic of kissing a woman's ass, and that comes with dating. I think we know when my son gets to the dating age, he's going to be a lot further ahead of than all of the other kids because he's not going to be tolerating the bullshit. He's going to have the understanding of no, we don't do this, son. We no. You're much more valuable than you are, son, than she is, son. So I think a lot of things in my son's life is going to be quite different.
What? No.
Yes, I don't know. Rolling out the red carpet for a woman, absolutely not going to happen. And
Right.
We're shooting for a daughter. So if I do have a daughter, she's going to understand that she needs to be in a woman's place. She needs to be a ladylike young lady. She doesn't be out here being ratchet fighting. I'm not going to tolerate the head, neck snapping, all that shit when she comes to my house doing that. So I think a lot of the things that we have grown to accept as a community is just wrong, and my kids won't be doing it.
Right. I agree with y'all. But see, one good thing is I raised my sons the same way. I said, if somebody hurts you, you break their ass in half. They're trying to hurt you, you break their ass. Period. I said, and I'm told them, I said, and I used to tell them, just because, my rule is this. If they go down, that don't mean nothing. When they go down, you make sure that they don't even get back up. Because I've seen people get back up and actually do some damage to the person who got them down. And that's always been my forte. So I've had the principle, well, your son didn't stop fighting when we told him. I said, the rule is in my family is you don't stop fighting until somebody pull you off of them. And he's well, why would you tell your son? I said, because there's somebody coming home, because we was on speakerphone, so he could hear. He said, yeah, my dad said that. He said, why? Yeah, he said this. I said, no, I told him right in front of him. Oh, I said, what happened, son? He hit me first, or he did this, or this, that, and the other. Oh, I said, did you beat his ass, right? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I did. We fought. I said, fine, then just come on home. Don't even worry about it. I said, get your homework, come on home.
But
but somebody coming home hurt, it ain't gonna be you. And I told him, I said, sometimes you beat somebody's ass good enough. A lot of that avoids a lot of other fights after. Because they be like, you know what? This nigga right here ain't nothing to play with.
So just to finish my statement, basically, my son won't be running around buying little girls cookies and milk. He won't be bringing them no little baskets, no little sucker shit like that. And when it comes to prom, my kids already gonna understand. You just go up and ask her. We're not finna go out here and do no big ass grand gesture where we got to have 15 people dancing and I'm in the background holding the sign. Hey, listen, Susie, you want to go to prom? All right, let's do that. We're gonna go on this day. My son's not gonna be on this down the Stimp road.
What? What? He ain't gonna take one of the 3 homely sisters if he can't get nobody? Huh?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What's up, Raj?
Hey, nothing much. But I'm gonna say this for Mike Easy because I just happened to see him in the chat. Like, not the Roger report. I'm gonna tell you this, Mike Easy. I give people a chance to back off a fight. That's what I really do. Even if it's a guy. Like if as I was growing up, especially, you can tell if a guy just selling wolf tickets. They just trying to be loud. They don't really want to fight. They scared, but they don't want to come off looking afraid. So if I see that you were selling wolf tickets, I'll let you live. And you ball your fist up at me or something like that, where I think you might actually do something, I'm going for first lick, point blank, period. Now, does that mean I've hit some people who really weren't going to fight me? Probably. But, you gave me signs, and I can't take the chance you hit me first because I was taught whoever gets the first lick probably going to win the fight. So I got to try to go first. Now, when it comes to a woman, I don't want to see women beat up, but I'm not a guy who accepted that women get to beat me up. I can lose a fight, but it's got to be an actual loss. I'm not gonna let no man beat on me, so I know I'm not gonna let no woman beat on me. Point blank, period. So, and what's up, Gerald? You my man's $100 grand. So, like I said this either earlier today or I know I said it before plenty of times. It was a girl who actually tried to hit me one time. She wanted to fight me. We was in a relationship. She started hitting on me. I hit her one time in the arm. Didn't even hit her the way I could have hit her. And I asked her, I said, "Do you really want to do this? Do you really want to have a fight?" Because I've warned every woman that I've ever dealt with that if you get into it with me, I'm gonna beat the brakes off you if you force me to do this. Because I don't want to beat up no woman, but I'm gonna beat the brakes off you if you force me to have a fight with you. Because in my mindset, if a woman gets into a fight with me, once she go tells her brother, her father, her cousin, whatever the case is, the story gonna sound terrible. They gonna catch me and try to kill me or put me in the hospital. So my rule is I ain't going to the hospital by myself. So like I said, when a woman actually tried to do that to me one time, I hit her in the arm and asked her, "Do she really want to have a fight with me?" There's no possible way you're gonna win. So instead of having a fight, why don't you just sit down and calm down and get your head together and we can talk about what the problem is. And she elected to sit down and start reflecting. I had never had another problem with her trying to get physical with me again at any point. And no other woman had ever tried to get physical with me. But I don't owe you a victory just because you're a female. I'm not gonna let you beat me up if you're a man. If you're a man and you whoop me, you just whoop me. I ain't gonna let you whoop me. And I know I'm not gonna let no woman whoop me either. If I'm not gonna let no man whoop me, why would I let a woman do it?
The whole concept of letting women you don't hit women. Oh, you hit women, you a pussy. Oh, you don't hit women. Just let her whip your ass. That's a new thing. Because if you think back, watch any movie in the 70s where a woman got out of pocket and was just a little too mouthy, what happened? She got popped in a goddamn pow. Watch a movie in the 80s. Pow. You getting hysterical, bitch. Pow. It was about the 90s, 2000s when that really started to come around. You can't hit a woman. Listen, at any point, if all you will hit is a woman, that makes you a pussy. But if you hit a woman for saying something crazy or doing something to you, and you'll hit a man for saying something crazy or doing something to you, you just regular. Or crazy.
Well, let me say this, because my thing is talking is talking. I get talking. I'll let you live if you just talking. But once you go to physical, that's a whole different scenario. You can't ask me. It's not cool to ask me to let you in a fight just because you started it and you can't win. To me, it don't even make sense to start fights that you know you can't win. If you get into a fight, you should at least have the idea that you got a possibility of winning this fight. But why would you start a fight with somebody you can't beat? That makes zero sense.
So my thing is I advocate consequences for both sides, right? So me in particular, I'm not really just been in a situation.
But Donnie, let me say this real quick, Donnie. My whole thing was I'm not gonna hit a woman just because she's talking. Because you say back in the 70s, because some people get the impression, go ahead and slap the broad because she getting out of pocket. If she don't touch me, I ain't gonna touch her. I don't care about her talking crazy because that don't mean nothing to me. Now, if you start physically touching me, we have an issue. I'm gonna give you a chance to back out this situation. But if you don't take that chance to not have this fight and we actually get into a fight, I'm gonna win it. Point blank, period.
So let me ask you this. I'm just give you a perfect scenario because I've seen it before. You in a conversation with somebody or a woman and she starts getting reckless and wild with you, talking to you crazy, doing the point. She ain't touching you. She just doing the point in your face. You a bitch nigga, pussy nigga. So at that point, you try to walk away or you try to leave, but she don't let you leave. She try to get you into a corner. At what point does it become, well, nigga, I tried to tell you? Because I've seen it to where chicks can walk the nigga, follow them around the corner. And he popped the ass and everybody was like, well, nigga, hey, listen, we tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen.
I mean, my thing is That's absolutely fine. If a man walk away and you call yourself not letting him walk away, anything that happens beyond that point is just the results of you being foolish.
Right. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about some words exchanged and you just haul off out the blue and hit somebody. No, you gotten to a point to where the motherfucker won't let it go and they won't let you go. Right? That's one of them situations I'm talking about. And this is for male and female. I don't advocate if a dude get in your face and he says some shit like, oh yeah, you stupid, and you just haul off and hit his ass. Hey, like, nigga, move it, bro. Move. Nah, nigga, what the fuck you gonna do about it? At that point, nothing I can help you with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the same thing goes, male and female. At that point, a woman needs to stay in her femininity. So if you are out and about and you are a woman and some shit happens and you realize this motherfucker's way bigger than you, shut the fuck up. If you felt like you wanted to kick the nigga down, call your brother, call your cousin, walk around the corner. Hey, I'm gonna need you to come whoop this nigga ass. Call me when you're right outside. Then go back off.
Right.
But don't throw grapes at a giant.
Well, my thing is, if I decide I'm gonna actually get physical with you, understand I've had to calculate a lot of situations. As a man, I got to calculate how big you are. Can I actually take you? If I don't think I can take you easy, what I'm gonna have to do to try to compensate for whatever weakness I believe I got or anything like that. I got to think about the outcome of this, how it's going to affect me earning money, going to court, the whole enchilada. So I'm not going to just get into a fight on some just cause. If I got into a fight, you earn that fight. But if I get into a fight, I ain't looking to lose. I don't care who's with.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I get into a fight, I figure like this is I already know the situation. 9 times out of 10, you going to jail for a while, you're going to have to pit up there. I'm beating the brakes off your ass.
Yeah. I'm trying to avoid all that nonsense.
I figure, look, if I'm gonna go through the nonsense, I'm gonna be thinking about your ass on the hurt. Period. I'm making sure that something. I'm making sure you going to the hospital. I'm making sure that you having some injuries. I ain't even gonna lie. I hate to say I'm more likely to do it to a woman than a man. I already know that if I get into a fight with a woman and she one of them all out, just keep hitting your ass, I might as well go ahead and break your ass in half so bad that another nigga never want to touch you no more.
I seen a nigga in the grocery store fighting a chick.
Right.
And the chick was chasing after him. He kicked her and she went down and he was trying to walk away and she kept chasing after him. So he grabbed her, threw her down, and proceeded to stomp a mud hole in her ass. Because she wouldn't, I think it was like 2 or 3 times she was running after him. It didn't make no sense. You know this man easily manhandled you. What was the logic of getting your ass whipped on multiple occasions down to the ground?
A lot of times they look at it as somebody will come in to help them. Like, you know, I mean, did I show you that video of the woman who got cocky with me at the store? And I told her, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. I said, let you know, you touch me, I'm beating your ass. You better go suck one of these simps' dick. It was a whole lot of men. These men behind me, they was like, I ain't no simp.
Well, that's because you brought it to the forefront that if they try to rescue a woman who was getting out of pocket with you, they are a simp. But had you not brought that to the forefront, they probably.
I told her, I said, just go ahead and touch me. You know, in the video, I showed you the video. I said, you touch me, I'm gonna lay your fucking ass out. I said, you better tell her. I said, I ain't one of these simps. You better go get one of these. You better go suck one of these niggas' dicks and come to take your ass whipping for you.
But see, that's the thing about a lot of women. A lot of women have never been punched in the face. See, as a man, I didn't have fights. I didn't been punched in the face. I'm not looking to be in the fight. I'm trying to avoid fights. I'm just at a point where if I get into the fight, I ain't gonna look to lose it because I didn't try to avoid the thing already. You see, I don't care whether that's male or female. If it's a man, I'm still gonna try to avoid the fight because I don't want to deal with what I'm gonna have to deal with after the fight is over with. At the end of the day, I don't want to have a fight. But if you get me there, I'm gonna at least try to win. Point blank. Period. I don't really care about the gender at that point. You know, you know what I'm saying? My daddy didn't raise me just to accept a loss. You know.
A lot of these dudes ain't been punched in the face for real, period. They've been in these little street fights, and I don't know if you've seen these videos. A lot of these niggas can't even fight. They throw their fist like a woman. They throw their fist, and it be like the side of the fist they connect with. They be throwing like the little hand. They be throwing wild shit, and people get knocked out, so they think that's fight. Ain't nobody been hit with a scoring on fist in the jaw and blown back and had to reassess life, right? So a lot of these dudes be up here hype, trying to do a lot, but they don't even know what it feels like to be punched in the face. I think realistically, if everybody's daddy set their son down when they hit about 14 or 15, pulled their arm back as far as they could and gave him one good knock, wow, a lot of the little bullshit we be seeing would die down.
Oh, absolutely. I believe that as well. Because, now, unfortunately, there is a lot of guys nowadays who ain't never been punched in the face either, because a lot of them have been raised with women and they ain't never really had to deal with certain situations and things like that. But, my father didn't raise me to be no punk. You know what I'm saying? If somebody gonna fight you or try to bully you and all that, you gonna have to go fight them. That, you know what I'm saying? Some people tried to bully me when I was in 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? I was in I changed schools. I was in 8th grade. These niggas was like 15, 16 years old. They was finna get put out of grammar school regardless because they was too old. And they was on some bully stuff. You know what I'm saying? I talked to my daddy about it. My daddy was like, well, you're going to have to go up there and fight them. Now, you know what I'm saying? Me being, what did you have, 12, 13 or something? I'm finna have to fight a 15, 16-year-old dude. That was not nothing I was looking forward to at the end of the day. I wasn't excited about that. But that was his answer. He was like, oh, they trying to bully you? Well, go on in tomorrow and just go fight them. I'm like, it's 3 of them, though. It's all good. Just go fight them. It'll be all right.
Nigga, I remember getting jumped at 13. And I came home and my mama was like, don't you say that shit to your daddy. Don't say nothing. And I couldn't figure out why. She said, you need to find each one of them and find them and you fight them. And you better not come and say a word. You better fight each and every one of them. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. So the next day, I seen one of them and we ended up getting into a fight. Now, you kids, you're not really fighting in the street. And my father ended up finding out about it. And then my father, and now I was like, oh, now this makes sense why she didn't want to tell me. My father figured out who their parents was and drove me to each one of their houses and tried to get me to fight them in front of their parents.
Daddy ain't playing no games.
So my mother was trying to like that because my father was just taking it over the top. And at least in her mind, and she wasn't trying to make too many waves, but she was like, yeah, he was like, you are each one of these kids, we're gonna have to find them, and if it's not, then it's gonna be a problem. You catch it. I was like, all right. But I'll never forget that shit.
Well, I'm glad I didn't have to go through that. And honestly, when I had to go back to school to fight the guys, because it was like 3 of them that was doing it, hanging together. They were just trying to pick on all the boys in our class because we was way younger than them. But when I went to go fight them, I kid you not, they was like, we ain't finna mess with him no more. And I didn't have to end up fighting none of them. They kind of laughed about it, whatever the case is, but they were just on some, we'll just leave you alone. You know what I'm saying? Because it was no way for me to beat them. These niggas was way bigger than me at the time. There was no way for me to win, period. But I'm like, man, you know what? You know what I'm saying? I caught one of them. I'm like, yeah, we you know what I'm saying? And they was like, man, what you on? I was like, man, we finna have to fight. And they're like, what you really finna have a fight? I was like, I'm gonna either fight you or fight my daddy. I think you easier. And he was like, oh, you dead serious, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I'm dead serious because it's one of y'all. I know I can't take him, so I'm gonna have to at least try you. You know what I'm saying? and bro, I'm telling you, they laughed it off. They never bothered me again because their whole thing was this niggas really finna fight us, and they just left me alone at that point. Now I probably would have got whooped. I ain't gonna even lie, because like I said, because it was like I'm 12 or 13. These dudes was like 15, 16 years old. How am I supposed to win? You know what I'm saying? There's no way for me to really get a win at this point. But it worked out.
That's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to make your kids stand up on principles, right? And make your kids better human beings, more alert and aggressive towards the world instead of being meek and bitch made. In my personal opinion, like it doesn't even grow in my family to where we just take ass with us. Like even my little sister, she with the smoke. I remember sitting at the kitchen table eating. I was probably 18 or 19. And my little sister runs in the house, said, hey, call me by my nickname, went into the closet and pulled a bat out. And I said, what you doing with that bat? And she said, I'll be right back, and took off running out the house. And I was like, wait a minute. So I got up and she was gone. I'm talking about posted down the street. And I was like, what the hell? So I went in the garage, I grabbed my little brother bike because mine was on flat, hopped on it, rolled after her ass. They was fighting around the corner by the bus stop. They was jumping my little brother. She went and got a bat and was cracking. I said,
Well,
"Oh shit, okay, well,
well, I mean, she
Well,
went to regulate.
yeah, she wasn't playing no game."
Damn.
Yeah, she went to regulate. Then when it got the bat.
all right,
But
all right,
there's
all
too
right,
many
all right,
kids
all
out
right.
here who
He
don't
said,
do
"I'll be
nothing.
right back."
All right, didn't
All
even
right,
tell her.
all right, fellas.
Home run.
All right, all right, all right. Let's get back on the subject matter. Seeing if fathers are attracted to shit. I want to use this analogy to compare it to something real quick. Social media post. Whenever there is a horrible negative social media post made, especially about black men, it gets a lot of hits, it gets a lot of shares, and it gets a lot of comments, it gets a lot of reactions.
Hmm.
Because it's a shit post. I used to get mad about shit posts when they were like, when they happen in the group. The reason why I used to get mad is, how are you complaining about shit posts being made and you're making a shit post? And the reason why people make shit posts is for attention. So people go to those posts like flies to shit. You know, Even though that analogy can be used somewhere else, it's used right there. It, it's not a problem so much. They'll say let them speak, but I do think that is somewhat of a problem. I mean, what do y'all think? Is it as easy as scrolling by, or do you feel like this mentality is bleeding into reality?
I think it bleeds into reality. It would be easy to roll by, but you're not going to do that. You've turned to the post for fuckery. You've turned to this post for enjoyment, for a little bit of a, oh, what is this? It piqued your interest, because positive posts just don't do that. Nice things just don't do that. You
Hmm.
come to see what the bullshit's about, and then you spend so much time on this bullshit, it does infect your mind. That's what propaganda is and does. Um,
Hmm.
Jews, that's how they're doing us. They run around with the bullshit, and people pay attention to it, and eventually, even though we know it's not true, you say it enough, it becomes true.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I'm gonna keep saying this till people just figure it out. Especially when it comes to sisters, to get see, women like attention, and women will take positive attention if it comes, but the average sister does not want to do the work that it takes to get positive attention. So if they'll put up negative posts in order to get negative attention, the same way they'll come around and start saying little stuff to you because they want to get reactions off you. Women are they're constantly looking for attention. And it's a lot easier to get negative attention than it is to get positive attention, especially if you're a woman. And that's what it comes. So the post is just a manifestation of her looking for negative attention because she don't want to be good enough for positive attention. And it's definitely harder to get positive attention when you're on a keyboard, you know what I'm saying, versus walking up and down the street. Think about it. You really think these women coming on the internet to say a bunch of negative stuff, walk down the street and get attention from men?
Right. Well, I don't even think it's that. I think what happens is this: they like to post the stuff like that because it's always a simp out there. No, we need to trick. Basically, that gets them talking about them, and basically, it's like they use it as a sympathy card. They use it for the sympathy for the people that come out to. Like I said, they want to, maintain the status quo, and they would use it as a sympathy card to say, "Yep, I've gone through this." Because after a while, you're trying to be equal so much. Sooner or later, they don't realize by you fighting this fight on that front, you're showing that you can do everything we can do. Then people start to feel sorry for you. When people don't feel sorry for you, they don't do as much for you. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm, yeah, kind of. Um, Okay, all right. Let me. All right, hold on one second. I just had to take care of something real quick. Um, yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that describes the bottom feeder mentality?
I mean, just to a certain degree, yes, because at the end of the day, you're looking for attention and you're going for the easy negative attention.
Mm.
That's not a good look, period. Even if you're not technically a bottom feeder type person, but you definitely acting like one in that instance.
Okay. Yeah. And why is that so attractive to us? I mean, would you let me put it to you like this? Would you always take the excuse that it's just trolling?
Well, there's no such thing as a troll.
You don't think so? Because
If you said it, that's who you are as a person. That's why you said it. You just said it as a joke. But come on, that's what you really meant. You just want to say I was joking so you can say what you want to say without being judged on what you said. There's no such thing as a troll.
okay. So in all honesty, do we want better as a people?
Some of us do. People like us, yes. But the people you talking about, nah, they don't want better.
No, they don't want better. They want to
Well,
maintain it
that's
better as a people, but it would require more work from them. So they want to maintain the status quo, or if anything, push the pendulum more in their favor. That's the reason
no,
why
that's
they go so hard to destroy any type of movement that does anything on a man becoming aware or doing anything for himself.
Better means accountability, right? So if these people wanted to take accountability, we wouldn't have such we wouldn't have such foolishness going on in our community. We have the black church, which went from sin, doing things the righteous way, to prosperity preaching, right? The majority of these mega churches black people go to, attend, and watch are prosperity churches. So they're not even talking about sin anymore. Oh, you can't do this to get into heaven. You can't do that to get into heaven. What do you have to do to get into heaven? Spend some money.
Nothing at all. You got the only thing you got to do to get in heaven is breathe.
So
yeah. So
people are
yeah.
getting away from the mentality of accountability, and that's why they like this bottom feeder behavior. It means they don't have to do any better because everybody else is too.
Right. You lower the bar so low that they don't have to stand up. I mean, you don't have to step over it.
So you think the moral compass is pointing south?
Well,
For the people who make those negative posts, sure it is. They are not looking for anything to be better, and they're not looking to be challenged in their daily life. Because think about it. To make a better black community, all you gotta do is have a bunch of individuals start doing better stuff on a daily basis. That's called work. You know what I'm saying? Folks ain't trying to work out here like with those particular people. They're not trying to get up and work. What? Keep a
Yeah. I
job?
mean,
Are
I
you
think.
serious? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
Oh,
that
go
with
ahead,
human
Mercy.
being, I think that is human nature to want the easy way out. Whatever's easiest. If there was an easy way to make $1 million, everybody would take that way. I'll just say it like that. And but what I think that you're talking about, Roger, also is lazy. People are
look
too
at
late. People are. Go ahead.
look at the content in these posts. Black men ain't shit. All they do is have babies and lead a women. Okay, well, the woman who wrote that 9 times out of 10 is a baby mama. She probably got 2 or 3 different baby daddies. So now you taking away from the accountability and the due diligence she should have done because black men are the problem. If she wasn't just minding her business and being a great woman and black men were great, she'd be married with kids. It's not her fault she's a baby mama. It's black men who ain't shit.
Well, one of the things I sit here and laugh with, that was one of the things I was on a debate about a week ago with a long post on Kevin's show. And I was saying, I said, yeah, you want to sit up here. Most of the time, the reason why you guys are single parent mothers is because this is the thing. This is the problem. Women think that they go ahead, they like you, y'all might have a baby. And then once y'all have a baby together, she needs to be able to tell you what to do. and when you don't do what you want. I said, and that's the problem. Ain't no man gonna get rid of a woman that's following him. I mean, like, here, have you ever had a woman that was just good to you, never put you no drama, and you just kicked her ass to the curb for no reason?
Mm.
I mean, this is the reason. I said, men, you know what I said? Men realize that when we spend money on you, time, all this stuff, that's money, resources wasted. We don't go ahead and start that bullshit up again because we realize how much we done put into you. So to make a man, especially a black man who's got the lowest standards for any type of woman that he dates, leaves you, that shows that you are fucked up. You can have a baby with a guy, but this is goes to show you can't do what it takes to keep a black man.
Yeah, and what I don't understand is if we're leaving them, why is it never a reflection on them? Why is it always got to be a reflection on
Right.
us?
Right. I said, think about it. If somebody don't, I mean, last time I checked, you don't have a nice, $5 million home and just be like, you know what? I'm moving out of this motherfucker and I'm moving to the ghetto. Must have been something wrong with that home.
Mm.
Well, see, the whole thing is when it comes to sisters, their image is the most important thing to them. It's number one. Most of them got low self esteem, and they're trying to validate themselves through things that other people would consider being vain. You got low self esteem, so you're looking for some way to participate in something that would show vanity because you want to show off to other people. That's just what it comes down to at the end of the day. So the man, it has to be the man's fault why you can't keep him because I have low self esteem. I don't need nothing pinned on me. See, that's how women think. I got low self esteem. You can't pin nothing on me. It's got to be his fault. I had a baby. Yeah, he wasn't my husband. Yeah, but see, if he would have married me, I wouldn't be a single mother. Now, never mind the fact I ain't have to have a baby in the first place. Never mind that, because that means I have to think for myself. We're not gonna go down that road. You know what I'm saying? What problems do women complain about that they weren't in total control of? Think about it. I ain't heard one say in a long time any problem she's ever had that she wasn't in control of. You know,
Well,
and it's a
that's called taking responsibility for your choices, though, and that's too much like right.
yeah, but I'm saying in general though, even we as men, can you think of the last time a woman actually told you she had a problem that didn't have something to do with what she controlled?
Mm. Yeah, that's a tough one. Not for real.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? So basically they just go around with a bunch of BS.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that BS comes from the fact that they anticipate that people will believe them anyway. It is that, and I feel like that this is the fault of a lot of guys too. We don't challenge them enough. We don't challenge them enough when they're challenged because see the reason why they act so wigged out when we challenge them is because they're not used to it. They're not used to being checked like that. That's why, and I'm gonna say this right now in front of everybody. That's why they hate the manosphere so much. The black manosphere. Okay. And speaking of which, I'll put some up on the screen in a second because you got a bunch of guys. You got a bunch of guys in this space that don't mind checking women. I mean, you ain't got to call them a bitch necessarily to check them either. But what I wanted to say is, guys, we have to start making a distinguishment when we say the words manosphere because these words are being pushed and thrown around quite often. And when you speak of manosphere, there is that, from my understanding, there is a non-black manosphere, which basically consists of guys that are non-black. We're centered this around us. So even if you're, doing a little hate show about the black manosphere or manosphere, and we know you're talking about the black manosphere, make sure that you offer clarity when you do those broadcasts or when you mention that. Make sure you say black manosphere so everyone will know what you're talking about. So, so when people do start to wonder who this Black Manosphere is with an established directory, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. So, so when a hater does say manosphere, you know, we're going to, we can kind of treat it like, since there is clarity right now, we can kind of treat it like they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And with all that Black Manosphere hate out there, I mean, we see y'all. And I mean, like, but the only thing that we'll say is this is not an act of war or anything. But I mean, some of you will really think that this is an act of war by me giving you the correct information, because you know how some of us deal with facts. But when you, even if you're saying positive things or negative things, make sure you include the word Black before Manosphere. So, at least we know who you're talking about. At least we know you're not being vague. So, that's, I think that most would agree that there does, if you do mention Manosphere, there needs to be a distinguishment, at least. So anyway, that's just something I wanted to throw in there. So I'm gonna leave it up there for a while, just so people will get the message of who's, whether because I hear this, I hear Black Manosphere 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. I hear all of that, and I'm not disputing any of that, but we need to start acknowledging who we are, and to take a little pride in it, at least, because I just don't see too many videos speaking good about the Black Manosphere. You know, and I mean, I do realize that every faction, every group, every organization has their problems, but I just think that this is something that is worth supporting and worth protecting.
Well, I know good and well I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I definitely promote that because I'm not Manosphere. I'm Black Manosphere, but I'm definitely not Manosphere. I don't know what they talking about, what they doing. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other group of people. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
And I always try to keep in mind that the one thing that I am definitely is a habitual alliance stepper. They, and it's great. The Black Manosphere is definitely, it is, to me, I don't know, any collective of thinking critical Black men that try to, at least try to get to some positive result. I mean, I support it. It's some fuckery involved, and it, with anything, you're gonna have some bad or some negative undertones at some point. But that's a part of growth. Can you imagine if the Black Manosphere were completely positive and roses and Kool-Aid with the right amount of sugar? I mean, it'd probably be boring, you know. But anyway,
No, the thing,
that's
if we were that, they'd have killed us already.
Yeah.
Take them out. The government would have came through and killed us already if we was that.
I agree with that.
okay. So yeah, just a little clarity's purposes right there. So I mean, but whenever something involves a collective of Black men, should we that are trying to take things in a positive direction, should we not support it as Black men? Shouldn't we try to protect it at least?
Definitely.
Yeah. So, like I said, I mean,
Absolutely.
I've seen, like I said, I've seen shit broadcasts about the Black Manosphere, and there's a lot of people who we would call haters of the Black Manosphere, and they watch those broadcasts. And I don't hate on anybody, but if you criticize something that I'm a part of, I'm gonna say stuff like flies are attracted to shit. So that's my whole dismissal, because I feel like that it's a good group of guys. We shouldn't try to shoot everything down that Black men do, and that sucks. It sucks to have to deal with, but it's like this. What my view is this: we don't have to put up with this shit. Okay, we don't have to put up with it. I mean, you don't have to get into shouting matches and curse people out and make yourself look like an idiot. But you can assert yourself to the point where, hey, you know what, this is it. the buck stops here. And you know, but like I just got here. I'll put it like this: I just got here, so you know, I know I just like some of the more prominent guys. If I want something out of it, I'm gonna have to put in the work. So you know, but it's like this. If you are wondering, I'm on the Black Manosphere side. You know, you can say what you want because I really feel like that. I really feel like that's real punk shit to sit up there and try to accuse something of somebody of something egregious and you have no evidence. You're going off speculation, hearsay. You're twisting up words. That means that you like. Not only that means that you're just doing everything you can to be a little hater, but you got a touch of white supremacy in you. You know, when we talked about those things about white women accusing black men and black boys of things that got us killed, you're doing the same goddamn thing. Like, you know, except for nobody's gonna drag us out of our houses and kill us, you know, like they did Emmett Till. You're trying to kill our reputations. You're trying to kill our chance at legitimacy because, you know, you got a little hate in your blood. And, you know, that should not be tolerated. But the best way, the very best way, and people don't want to hear this, the very best way to combat things like that and people who do that is just to completely ignore them. It's you know, like if you drag, let's put it like this. If you drag my family or something through the mud, of course I'm gonna respond. I'm not Barack Obama. I'm gonna get you. It ain't no problem. But if it's on some petty shit, like some little stuff, like that's awful lie. I got better things to do. Period. I mean, we waste our time and we put too much energy into bullshit, and it takes us away from our purpose. And you know, people love that shit. It's fun to look at. I mean, for some, it's fun to look at. But you know, the one thing that I really don't like is the complaining that comes with that. If you like the shit, just admit you like it. Don't complain about it. Just admit it is what it is. You know, sometimes, and I view it sometimes as conflict resolution. It has to be some discourse between black men, even if it's somewhat negative, because sometimes that shit can lead to a positive outcome. Sometimes people disagree. Things can't always be perfect. But the hate shit, you know, if honestly, if I'm a part of something, like I was a part of something, or I create something and it's constantly being attacked, and I know exactly what that's like, I'm gonna defend it. People don't understand why I'm so adamant about defending things, especially like, well, you know, there's some people like, why are you kissing the Black Manosphere ass? Kevin doesn't kiss ass. If Kevin's a part of something, you better believe it, and I'm gonna be a solid team player about it. You know, but I've seen that shit before. I see every time black men try to build something, people try to destroy it. I mean, and you know what? If people get mad at me for saying, hey, you know what? If I say something like, yeah, it seems like the black women do try to disrupt progress with thinking black men. You can call me whatever you want to after that, but it's the goddamn truth. Like shit. Like why can't people just be better? That's all I'm saying. I mean, you have no problem asking me that. You know, why can't I ask you to be better?
Well, you know,
but anyway,
you know, hating black men is as American as apple pie, as they say. That's as American as apple pie. Hating black men is the culture of America. It's always been the culture of America. It was the culture of America before America was even technically America. When it was just the colonies, that was the culture. When it you know what I'm saying, when it was the inception of the United States of America in 1776, that was already here. You know, that's what Americans do. They hate black men, and black men just need to start calling it out. That's all. Point blank. Period. That's, you know what I'm saying. So a person hating me because I'm a black man, especially a one that actually can think for himself, I already know that's just regular. That's just regular. Don't mean it's good, but it is regular, and I'm not afraid to point it out to you. You know, it just is what it is. Being racist toward black men has always been the case. Period. And it's been the case by everybody but black men. And unfortunately, nowadays they done got it so strong where you got a lot of black men starting to be racist toward black men.
Well, like I tell people all the time, us being treated like shit is a normal day.
What you say out on the outside looking in, them black men are really being trash. For us, it's Monday.
Right, it's Monday, right? That's a normal
yeah.
day. Like I sit up here and laugh. I told you to laugh. I mean, what you talking about? What you talking about? That's just a normal day. It's a normal day that I know that I could walk outside and somebody not like me just because I'm a black male. That's normal. I mean, it's almost like, and what's so bad when you think about it, it's kind of fucked up when you really think about it. Wow. You know, when you walk out the door today, damn near everybody's got something negative to say about you or a negative assumption. That's just a normal day.
Yeah.
I mean, like to wake up, I mean, like it's kind of sad to sit up here and say, like, if you could like change bodies with a white person for like a week, I'm not even gonna lie, and just saw an average white dude and get the respect and how he's treated when he just walks by people. You would probably, when you went back to be a black person, you'd probably kill yourself because you probably say, "Wow, I just not realize what it would be to have that much stress lifted off of me." Imagine how productive you could be. Stress. A lot of people don't realize stress takes a lot of will and energy out of you. That's the reason why that we most of the time, if you got a girl that's getting on your nerves and all like that, you leave them alone because it just takes. I mean, it just drains your energy. And then you wonder why the men ain't productive. No offense, boy. Before they even wake up in the morning, they got to fight off 20 battles.
Well, you know what? From a medical level, stress is connected to diseases and bad conditions. And if you think about it, you could fall off a ladder and get injured. I grant you that. You can be in a car accident and get injured. But the people who didn't suffer an injury, why do you think they're in the hospital now? All that's basically stress related. Mostly anything that you're in the hospital for, it did not come from an injury. Like you was playing baseball and you got hit in the head with a ball or something. If you ain't just sustained an injury, most people who had to be hospitalized got hospitalized due to stress.
So that's important. That's something that we need to take a serious look at. In our community, especially when it comes to black men, we need to look at our mental health. And that's not from the way that a lot of these haters and a lot of these bitter ass females say that we need mental health. Like, oh, y'all need to seek therapy. You guys are hurt and delusional. No, I'm talking about as in we having to deal with this shit all the time.
They just say that because we done started telling them that they need to go because they are delusional from a large majority standpoint, and they actually do need to go sit down and talk to somebody, and they actually do need to be examined, and they just started saying that to us because we've been saying it to them. That's all that really comes from.
But they call it.
If we look at it on a large scale, black women are the ones who really need to be in there. But as a whole, we need to be in there as black men and black women. But if we really look at it, the way that they talk, every black woman has some major form of abuse in her life. Ain't no black woman who just ain't been traumatized. So if we really gonna look at it like that, the ones who really need to go is the sisters in this situation.
Yeah.
Because if you let them tell it, every black woman has been traumatized in some way, shape, or form. So all of them need to go ahead and have mandatory counseling 1 or 2 times a
year. and Gerald is right. Stress is linked to death because I know that's what he's referring to, and that's why a lot of if you look at how black men die kind of young for men, because a lot of us ain't got free yet. And see, in the black manosphere, a lot of guys are coming to this space and they learning to get free. I ain't stressed over what some women talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live my life and do what I want. Now you can either be there while I do what I want, or you can not be there when I do what I want. But I'm gonna do what I want. Simple as that.
But too, this is the problem too. Like I said, our stress comes from the shit we deal with in the world, and then we've been taught and raised us to be a certain way to think that these are the things you do to get a good woman or whatever. Then you find out that's just not what you need to do. Then by the time all the things, you don't have any older men to really pass down any of that information. And by the time a lot of men realize how to play the game has passed them by.
Well, I'm a
yeah.
push that a lot of brothers just need to look at what's going on. And if you see you're in a situation where you're unsatisfied with a woman, just get rid of it. If a lot of black men would just start dumping women, because I get the SYSBM thing, but to me that was kind of an overshoot before you just got into just start dumping some of these women. Let them understand that they need to improve to be with a man. But we, like other men, we hold on to relationships so long, and they don't. It's not communicated to them effectively that they need to change. They feel like ain't nobody dumping them. My behavior must be okay. But if black men would actually start dumping what they're unsatisfied with, I'm pretty sure at that point they may try to become to be a little bit better. And like even with this COVID-19 situation, because I heard about all these folks losing their job and all that. How do you think that's gonna play out? Eventually, a lot of women ain't gonna even be in the workforce if things keep going the way they're going, because it ain't gonna be enough jobs, and women gonna be looking for a man to be married to at that point.
Mm-hmm.
They independent now in their own mind because they think they're gonna be able to hold on to this and hold on to that. But as these jobs keep letting people go, what's gonna happen then? Is it easy to get a job or easy to get a man if you're a woman?
Right. Easy to get a man. And the problem is this is a problem too. Most of the jobs that's going to be lost are more jobs that cater to them than us.
And it don't even make no difference when companies are out here trying to make a profit. Who you gonna employ, a man or a woman?
Thank you.
You usually gonna be more profitable when you employ men, because men are gonna take the job usually more serious than the average woman. We're not gonna play as much. We got more to lose. Point blank, period. And we don't have no woman we just finna go home to and she go, oh, don't worry about it, baby. I'm gonna work overtime until you get a job. Like that's not gonna happen for us, and we know that.
Men tend to work more overtime hours. They take less time off from work. We don't have maternity leave like they have. So if you're looking from an overall scheme, you hire a man and a woman. Men are going to be there more often than the woman is. That's just nature. If the kids get sick, typically daddy ain't staying home with the kids. His mama's staying home with the kids. So there's a lot of things to put into a factor with that. It's not just, men we just inherently better, which, we are. But in a sensible argument, women take more time off of work, period, point blank. So who you going to get more productivity out of?
Thank you. Well, and now also too, men also know we held at a higher standard, and you're gonna get less. You're gonna get less men. You're gonna get less lip from men.
Right. So you don't have to. The environment's gonna be different with men. You have all men there, and all of a sudden you have women in there. The environment has to change because you have to be accommodating to the women, and it necessarily isn't a bad thing, but it's just the fact of life. Men do more dangerous jobs. How many men or women do you see out here working on these Alaskan truck driver shows? Do you see some women in Alaskan truck drivers? No, you don't see that. Do you see women on these fishing boats? No, you don't see that.
Who gonna go fix the plumbing? Who gonna go when the sewer start backing up? Who gonna go get that taken care of?
Right.
There's gonna be some men.
I'm all for equality. If you can do a great job, I hire a woman. I hire a man. I hire a woman. If you can do a great job, cool. You can come in and do it. But who's really gonna come out here and fix my fix?
Okay, this is to go to show you the difference between men and women. Say they did this. Say they just had 2 colonies. They gave now they have New York how it is now with all the skyscrapers and everything, and then they say nope. All the women live there because they should area infrastructure set up already. And then they said, nope, all the men live in Detroit, right? And we got all them abandoned houses. Within 3 years, Detroit will be a bustling place, and New York will be them burned down.
You ever seen? You ever seen a man on the side of the road, and it's just many people just pulling over to stop and help that man push his car out the way and do shit? But if it's a woman, you got a whole platoon of motherfuckers lining up.
Oh, you want to hear something funny? That happened just the other night. I was coming home, and we was in the car. Me and my girls in the car. We driving home. I'm driving down the street. We get here. I say, I see a dude standing out in the street, and he waving a $20, waving a bill in his hand like money. And we drove by him, and I'm like, he probably needs to jump or something. I was like, I'm gonna go back and help him. She's like, well, as long as I'm with you, I don't care, So we pull up. I pull up here. I said, what, you need a jump or something, man? And he was like, yeah, man, I've been out here now. It's a busy intersection. I mean, like, literally, it's a lot. Nobody pulled over to help. Come to find out, had his little daughter, baby in the car. Did not. I mean, like I said, he's like, man, I've been out here for like 25 minutes. I was waving money. Nobody would stop and give me a jump. All he needed was a jump. Nobody would stop. And I told him, I said, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. When I saw you here, I already know that you was a dude. Ain't nobody gonna help you. So I said, I turned over a new leaf about a year ago. The only people I help are me. Women got to pay for everything.
No, I'm telling you, the classic movie trope was when you saw, they used to get people. They would wait till the dude, they knew the dude was going driving down this road. They would have a woman pulled over on the side of the road and bent over inside the car. What that man do? Oh, let me see if I can get my white knight on. Mm-hmm. And they pop his ass. It couldn't happen with a dude. If you see the dude on the side of the road, he just drove right past his ass. Good luck, buddy.
Right. But I told him that. He was like, he came, and he's like, here, man, let me give you a couple dollars. And I'm like, nah, you don't even have to worry about it. And I'm like, well, here, if you want to give it, here, you give it to her, she can have it. But he's like, man, I appreciate you stopping and stuff. I was like, I just told him that's kind of fucked up, where a motherfucker won't even stop to help somebody on the side of the road we wasn't in a high crime area, nice, you know what I mean, in a suburb, and they wouldn't stop. It's a damn shame. And come to find out, his daughter was in the car. Damn shame.
All right, fellas. It's about that time. About time to wrap it up. Thanks for coming by. I felt like this was a good show. Have another good discussion. And I like those discussions that don't completely melt down into fuckery and division. So I do appreciate everyone that comes to my panels and in the chats that you guys are very respectful, and I do appreciate that. And let's continue to show not only the Black Manosphere, but anybody watching, that we can be civil and we can be critical thinkers. Not that we're going to be given that chance to show that in the first place, but definitely throwing something in someone's face when they're wrong is completely gratifying to a level that most probably won't ever get to understand. So let's get some final thoughts in. Anybody want to go ahead and do my final thoughts?
Are you ain't shit for watching is the shit. Recently I got nominated to be on that Manosphere list, and it's a lovely feeling out here. I'm just, I'm just beaming with pride. Aside from that, long live the habitual line steppers. Shout out to I do have a fan, a little boy in Utah. He makes it pop off. I appreciate that nigga.
Oh yeah, we all do. Okay.
Do the flies be landing on your show, Donnie?
They be hovering around it, but I got that. I got some rays, so I don't play that shit.
Yeah.
All
right, Dre. Any final thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean, final thoughts. I mean, pretty much. I think I done said everything I had to say in the show. Like I said, people stay woke.
Stay woke. Yeah, not that white Euro feminist woke either. That's not what he's talking about. So, all right, Roger report.
Roger with a D.
Roger. Yeah, he must be. He's a busy man, so we do understand that. I want him to get his final word in, but you know what though? If you want to check out Roger, check him out on his channel, The Roger Report Live, Monday through Friday mornings. Y'all, that's when he has his show popping in. Around that time, and and it's one of the hottest up and coming shows on in the morning on YouTube and in social media, so check them out definitely. Also,
I heard he
check
was
out
on
You
the
Ain't
list.
Shit. Oh, he was on that. He was on that list. Oh yeah, I was on that list too. Yeah, I was very honored. It's like I was
What? I wasn't
elated,
on the
as
list.
a matter of fact.
I wasn't on the list.
I don't think
Um,
you do a show. Have you been doing a show?
No, I haven't done so. Matter of fact, I'm making a video tomorrow just because of that.
No. Get to moving, brother man. Get to moving.
Well,
yeah,
you ain't
okay,
shit.
well,
And you ain't shit to watch.
yeah, exactly. Well, Roger seems to be removed for right now. So on behalf of the Roger Report, you ain't shit for watching. And thanks again, once again, Judge Dre, for coming by and hanging out with us, and to everyone in the chat, appreciate it. Just be back here on Friday, same time. You know, I'm from now on, I'm the weekend warrior. You know, I want to be the best part of your weekend. So please tune in Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays on this channel from now on. And welcome to the best weekend experience that you are going to have. So long live the habitual line steppers. Shout out to Sister Georgia, the breakdown woman's perspective, and shout out to Darth Skater 7. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. Goodbye.